Good evening, and welcome to the AMI Asian Middle School Honor Band Festival concert. Welcome musicians, parents, students, band directors, and distinguished guests. Welcome especially to the many parents of our student musicians who have come from far away, flown to Chennai to be a part of the learning, listening, and celebrating that has been here this weekend. The Association for Music in International Schools is dedicated to the promotion of excellence at all levels in music education. Take a look at what we have here behind me. 87 student performers from 15 countries, 15 schools in 10 different countries, and student citizens of 17 nations from across the globe. Amazing. When I consider this diversity and this opportunity, I'm humbled and honored to be an international educator and to have the pleasure of being here tonight with this middle school AMI Honor Band. About 150 years ago, the German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche wrote, "Without music, life would be a mistake." With music, life is made right, and we could not be more pleased here at AISC to be hosting the AMI Middle School Honor Band Festival this weekend. I'd like to offer some special mentions of appreciation before the concert begins. First, I extend my gratitude to the Association for Music in International Schools, whose commitment to music and education is an inspiration for our students, our teachers, and our school communities. AMI CEO Keith Montgomery is here with us this weekend, and Keith, I'd like to acknowledge you and thank you for allowing AISC to be a part of this amazing endeavor. Thank you, Keith. And give Keith a round of applause. Also, Rick Glasscock, middle school band director at Shanghai American School, has been the energetic and visionary festival conductor this weekend. Rick, thank you for your leadership, patience, and commitment. Another round of applause. And about a year ago, William Kumar suggested to our middle school principal, Alan Fan, that we consider hosting an AMI Band Festival. That simple idea quickly became a plan, and since then, William has been central to the team of AISC teachers and staff who made this weekend a reality. Thank you, William, and thank you to the entire AISC team who've gone the extra mile to bring us this concert tonight. A round of applause. One more note before I ask Rick to join us. Photography and video are prohibited at all AMI concerts. However, the band will remain in place at the close of the concert for pictures. A professionally recorded video will be available to all participants through their teachers. And also, please help show our respect for the work that our students have done this weekend by assuring that any electronic devices are turned off, and you can go ahead and do that. Check those now. And without further ado, join me in celebrating the 2015 AMI Asian Honor Band. Rick?
Thank you very much. It's wonderful to be here and work with these great students for the last couple of days. The first piece we're going to start out with is Symphony Number 3 by Timothy Broge. There are three beautiful little gems of music, three movements. The middle movement is a slow movement. It's about young love, so very appropriate for Valentine's Day. So here's Symphonia Number 4. Thank you. Thank you very much. The next work we're going to do is a little more somber. It's the depiction of a very famous battle that happened between the French and the English at the end of the 100-Year War up in northern France in 1415 in October. And if you kind of imagine out on a muddy field that this battle happened in the cold with snow and freezing temperatures, it was not a very pleasant situation. The English were outnumbered by about 4 times by the French, but they were actually able to prevail because they had invented the longbow, and that was the new technology at the time that allowed them to prevail. This piece of Matthew Shermer is very interesting because it has lots of effects depicting the battle sounds, and one of the effects you're going to hear are the chains, so Anna's going to demonstrate those. Percussion. Very nicely done, Andrew. So percussionists get to play lots of toys back there, and in this piece you'll hear some of them. So this is Agincourt 1415. very much. Now, 150 years later, after that, we were in the Age of Enlightenment and the Renaissance, and there was all sorts of great creative things happening in the arts and music. The next suite of music, 3 dance pieces. So at the time, in the late 1500s, this is dance music. It's very elegant music, very beautiful. These are 3 Renaissance dances. Thank you very much. Aren't they wonderful? Great musicians. This next piece is an arrangement of some really cool folk songs that came out of the Louisiana area. These are Cajun folk songs, and the Cajuns were people who came down. They were French immigrants into Canada, and they eventually migrated down to the southeastern United States, and they have a very distinct culture. If you've ever been to New Orleans, cooking, the cuisine, the art, and the music. So these are two arrangements, very beautiful arrangements by Frank Kelly. The first is a slow piece, one of my favorite pieces, and the second movement is a fast piece. It's quite difficult rhythmically. Give them a big round of applause. That is not an easy piece of music. I did an amazing job in the pure biology 101. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith Montgomery, and I am the Executive Director of the Association for Music in International Schools. The association was founded by a couple of music educators by the name of Richard and Georgia Bassett. And when they created the association, the acronym AMIS was not by accident. There's a reason we don't call it AMIS. We call it AMI because we ultimately would like these young musicians to become friends through music. Friendship can sound like a rather trite phrase, but friendship is quite powerful, and if it can be done through music, it's even more powerful. We're hoping that in 20 or 25 years, when people this age are running the world, that they can look back on this experience and remember what it was like to work together with students representing so many different cultural backgrounds, so many different nationalities, so many different faiths, so many different ways of living, yet they were able to cooperate by creating a thing of beauty over 3 days. We are so very grateful to the local community here for the hospitality that we've been extended. I've been talking and talking for days and days about the reception that we've been given by your school and by our host organizer, William Kumar. If you come from a home where you have housed one of the young musicians on the stage, can I ask you to please stand up so that we might thank you? It goes without saying that this entire operation would be impossible without the help of those of you that just stood up. So we'd like to thank you very much for your hospitality as well. I'm going to introduce each of the participating schools in the Asian Middle School Honor Band. After I've read the name of the school, I'd like to ask that the participants from that particular school stand. And if as an audience member you happen to be visiting from that school as well, you're welcome to stand too. We're going to start with the International School of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, where their directors are Kevin Christensen and Don Cosgrove. The Hong Kong International School, where the directors are Alison Royster and Craig Lovett. Gala International School of Malaysia. Their director is Laura Danaker. Singapore American School, where the directors are Rebecca Waters and Tracy Craig. India, where the director is Judith Mann. Tianjin International School of China. Their director is Ventia Weber. The International Christian School of Hong Kong, where their director is Mike Ross. The International School of Manila in the Philippines. Their director is Brian Howry. the International School of Bangkok, Thailand, and their directors Print Poling and Kentaro Udagawa. Shanghai International School, Puchi Campus. Their director is our conductor, Rick Glasscock. And from the other side of Shanghai, Shanghai American School, Pudong Campus. Their director is Kelly Taylor. Taipei American School, where the directors are Jennifer Anderson and Stella Chang. Yongsan International School of Seoul, Korea, where the director is Jessica Zachary. The International School of Yangon, Myanmar, where the director is Laura Reese. And our hosts, the American International School, Chennai. Now I'd like to turn the microphone over briefly to Ventil Weber from Tianjin International School. Thank you very much.
If you would look in your program with me to the very last page. There's a part in here that's titled Supporting AMI. And AMI is a nonprofit organization. And this evening, I wonder if you would consider becoming an AMI of AMI. Would you become a patron of AMI? You can read here about how to do that and the kinds of things that AMI puts that money to use for. One thing that we do is we commission new pieces. I believe we will hear a commissioned piece this evening. We bring well-known conductors and music educators, and all of that information is here. One other thing that AMI does is we provide a financial aid fund for students who would not necessarily be able to afford to attend a festival like this. As you know, we have come from 15 different international schools from all over Asia, and sometimes students make the band, they audition and they work really hard, but their family cannot afford to send them. And if they make an application to AMI for financial aid, sometimes they are granted support to come. And some of the students on this stage are here enjoying your wonderful school and seeing India maybe for the first time because of this financial aid fund. If you would like to participate in that immediately this evening, there will be some of the teachers from AMI at the back, at the doors, with some baskets that say AMI Financial Aid Fund, and all of that money will go specifically for students attending these festivals. So please consider donating. We take any currency. And thank you and enjoy the show.
I'm back. This next piece is a piece that I composed. It's actually not a commission work. It was just a little gift. It was a piece that I wrote in the fall when we got back to Shanghai after summer break. And it's called One Fine Day, a Twisted Tune. It's a nice melody that I wrote at the beginning, and then I kind of took it and put it in a musical Cuisinart. and you'll hear what happens in the middle. It kind of changes and transforms. It's kind of a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde piece. So this is One Fine Day, a Twisted Tune. All right, we're going to switch the feel up a little bit. As well as being a band director, I'm also a percussionist, and I played jazz for many years as well as playing classical music. I love jazz. I love teaching kids about jazz. This is an arrangement of an old Duke Ellington tune called It Don't Mean a Thing If It Ain't Got That Swing. And we're going to open this up a little for just a little improvisation. I was really excited because when I suggested this to the kids, I had just a couple of brave souls raise their hand to volunteer to improvise. And after we did it a couple times, I had 4, 5, 10, 12 kids coming up to me saying, Mr. Glasscock, can I improvise? We tried to let as many as we could work on it during school. Right now, we're just going to feature 4 of those soloists. So they're going to do some little improvisation. They're just making up melodies in the middle of this piece. So, and in the jazz tradition, it's fine if you applaud during the middle of the piece after their solos, okay? That's perfectly fine in a jazz piece. So here's It Don't Mean a Thing If It Ain't Got That Swing. How about that? Can the four solos please stand up? Stand up, you want to stand up. Solos, stand up. Good. Excellent. All right. And thank you. I would be remiss, actually, I'm sorry I missed this. The beginning of the Cajun folk song, the first movement started with a very beautiful alto sax solo that I didn't acknowledge that was played by Dylan in there. Dylan, have a stand. Okay? Very beautiful song. All right, we're going to do one more piece for you here, and this is a very exciting piece. It's science-based. It's called Electricity, and it's about electrons running around a circuit, and you'll hear it's continuous. It never stops. Goes. Okay? So I hope you enjoy electricity. Thank you.
We have a couple of announcements. Please stay in your seats, please. This is your photo opportunity for a few seconds. You're free to take photographs. And may I request the fourth row musicians to stand up. It's time for the third row people to stand up. Third row. And it's time for the second row now. And it's time for the first row people. And please be seated in the percussion right now. Please be seated, all of you. And our percussion is on the last row. Percussion players over there. All right. So thank you very much. And if you see hosting a festival, it's quite a big job. And if you see the program sheet for this evening, you have a big list here on with the name. That easy. So many people are involved in making this possible. So thank you very much. The next thing, we have refreshments served in the foyer in level 1 for all the audience and participants. So please join ourselves. And
before we end up, we have a few things to thank. Just a few bouquets of flowers to thank the people who are making basically this possible. So first of all, for our conductor. We're going to make Keith come all the way down from where he's at and receive a bouquet of flowers as well. We also want to thank our 3 music teachers who have spent countless hours to make this happen. So Mr. Carey, are you here somewhere? We also have Miss Deborah Lee, our choir teacher. And finally, of course, our host band director, Mr. William. everyone was saying, the refreshments are just downstairs on the first floor in the atrium. So if you go down there, please enjoy the refreshments and have a good evening. Thank you very much.
Well, I missed to see you downstairs. Yes. Thank you.
சார் ஹையஸ்ட் சார் இது
எந்த வீடியோவுமே போன வீடியோ தான் நீங்கள்
3 4 7
இது
65
எவ்வளோ பெரிய விஷயம் ஆக்சுவலா
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் அச்சீவ்மெண்ட் நம்ம அப்படியே வச்சிருந்தாலும் ஒரு மாதிரி இருக்கு சார் ஏன்னா திட்டுவாங்க கண்டிப்பாக என்னன்னா சும்மா ஒரு 3 கூட்டம் சரி ஓரளவுக்கு பார்க்குறதுக்கு ஏதோ வாசிக்கிறாங்க ஏதோ ரெக்கார்ட் சார் எனக்கு தெரியும் ஒன்றும் பார்க்கல
இதுதானாங்கிறது எனக்கும் கரெக்டாக தெரியல
சார் இதுதான் சார் வேற என்ன சார் இது
டோட்டல் வியூ டைம்
வியூவர்ஸ் இருக்குமே கீழே வந்து வியூவர்ஸ் அதானே ஏன்னா அதான் இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகிட்டு இருந்தது
ரொம்ப ஏறிட்டே இருந்துச்சு கேட்டு ஸ்டாப் பண்ணிட்டு இதில் கேட்டார்